don't know what to add, and CMP does have a lot of viewers and I guess users.
Yeah.
Well, also, Binance is now trying to do everything. Like they're trying to launch a mining pool as well, Bitcoin mining pool.
Right.
There were some other things also. So I guess they're trying to expand vertically.
Yeah, I guess they are. How do they get? How do you start a new mining pool? I don't know. I could start a new mining pool. Why not? Do they
You have
like
to
give
get
out
miners
ads to
to join
miners?
your pool.
Yeah, that's the challenging part.
Yeah, it has to be very
Just
stable.
you would call it Justin and Friends.
What's that?
I guess you would call it Justin and Friends or something.
Yes, Justin.
Justin's mining.
Just mining.
Tron
mining.
Those are all great names. Yeah, I'll use that. Okay, so that's Binance. And I guess, well, another thing that's happening, it's not funny. You guys are going to joke about it, but it's not funny that people are losing jobs. And people at Bitcoin.com lost their jobs.
Oh, yeah. Really? I'd missed that.
Yeah, I mean, not everyone.
You don't read Twitter anymore.
Oh, dude. How many, now that I'm not on Twitter that much, like I keep missing important news, like people at Bitcoin.com lost jobs. It is bad. It's saying, poor Roger.
Well, okay. So let me explain. So it was reported on Corando or something. It was a website, and they like a sort of HR website, like job seeker website, and it was user-generated content. So it was someone who actually said like 50% of Bitcoin.com
Hey,
was
this
laid
is
off.
something sort of
So I don't know how reliable that was, but at the same time, at the same time, Roger said in an interview that they're going for a leaner approach, which actually basically
It
confirms
was
that
just the
it's
beginning.
real.
Like, that's still
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
early, and that's like
And then
Stefan,
Stefan Rust, the CEO of Bitcoin.com, left or got fired, or he was a guy who
I
had
got
X.
that set up perfect. My camera's up
oh,
there,
yeah.
highly elevated, not anybody.
But I guess it makes sense because I think they're losing so much money just because they have so many different things and no one's using them. They have the local Bitcoin, which no one uses, and they have their Bitcoin exchange that no one uses. Ricardo, pretty expensive. Why?
The Bitcoin.com halving has something to do with the Bcash halving. Because if they are on it and they're mining it, then they probably need to cut their costs ahead of schedule. That's my guess.
It's like
It's
next
in
week.
3 days.
Yeah.
3 days.
A few days.
Sure. Well, Panda knows an awful lot about the Bcash halvening. That's kind of disturbing.
I'm a trader. I need to know that kind of stuff.
Wait, you
I know
trade
that
Bcash?
BSV is in 4 days. And
Trader.
no,
So
it's not.
are you one of those who's trading shitcoins in order to get more Bcash?
Yeah.
You said yeah.
BSV.
You said yeah.
More
No, I
BSV.
didn't say anything.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Bcash is great. It's great. It's without Bcash. I don't know why people have sad faces.
True.
There are a lot of funny
True.
things about Bcash. So it's great. It's great that we have
And
this.
Ethereum. Lots of funny things about
Oh,
Ethereum.
don't get me started on Ethereum, please. It's
I had an argument on
Okay,
Reddit
it's
with
still
someone
early.
who is a Web3 engineer, and he was insistent that Ethereum's the best because he's a Web3 engineer.
yeah, Web3. It just
A
never,
lot of web
just
devs
never
like
quite
Ethereum.
arrived.
Web devs like it
Yeah,
because
those are the
that's all they can do.
those are the same people that like JavaScript, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
They like
do like it.
JavaScript, they like BAT, and they like Ethereum.
exactly.
Yeah. How many people here use Brave web browser? With a show of hands. There are some brave souls. Some
Okay,
brave
you guys
souls
can-
showing a hand.
Out the door.
This is not going to end well for you guys.
Leave.
You know I have a kick button that I can use. No, I'm kidding. It's okay. You can. It's an
It's
open
not
web.
that bad, right?
You can use whatever you want. Charlie, you too.
No, I don't use Brave.
Yeah.
He uses Internet Explorer, obviously.
Edge, bro. Edge.
Edge. Oh yeah, right. Edge. No.
Edge. Edge is
I
fine.
only use the Oculus
Browser in your default. Every time you want
Yeah.
to check out a web page, you put on the
My
the
favorite
headset.
browser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
uses all you need, right?
Yeah,
If the only thing you look up is VR porn, that makes sense.
that's true. That's true.
Wow. Self-fulfilling prophecy right there.
I only tweet in VR. That's my new thing.
How do you even do that?
Tweeting in VR. Did you
How
guys
do you
try to
type
type in
properly?
VR? That's the most horrible
Yeah,
thing
no.
that exists.
That's the worst.
Wait, you
Oh,
just like
sorry.
point. You just
Sending a
go
message on.
point,
Oh.
point.
Yeah, especially when
Yes,
they
if
ask
you
you to
like
type a
typing, it's like 3
password
words a minute.
and you need to type
You
a
can do
password, so I
10
need
at a
to
time.
pull
Oh,
out
yeah.
my phone and look at the password manager, and then I start typing the password. It's terrible.
Like what, for
Isn't
example?
Mine is. Mine is. But
It's
I mean,
just
for other
life
people.
with a 4.
His password is Tron Love 1.
Well, it depends. There are multiple
no,
services,
one
so
love.
there's also Tron Love 2 and so on. Yeah.
What the fuck did you just do?
What's going on here?
Straight in my headset. That's what I.
don't see where
Fixing his
it
hair,
is.
Yeah, just adjusting.
He's trying to
There we
fix
go.
his hair. You know,
Oh my God.
he saved us. Will kind of wanted to show this one because he said his hair's too long.
Wait, pause.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so because well, it's actually true because we're in lockdown, so all the hairdressers are closed. And my wife offered
Sounds like it's
to
duplicating
cut
on
my
here.
hair. I said no, thank you.
Oh.
So I said, oh, good thing we don't have a show now because my hair is way too long. And
So
yeah.
Well, it's muted.
So I got my wife to cut my hair with like a razor number 4 shaver, and I ordered before we went into lockdown.
Yeah.
And so it looks like a buzz cut, like military style. I mean, it is what it is.
So,
It does not look great.
so the usual.
So now it's looking more like a skinhead. Okay.
Yeah,
He's missing that little thing at the top. That little hooky thing.
yeah. I'm missing the little floof. You know, the floof that comes up here,
fluff.
and
He's
the sort
missing
of
the
faux
fluff.
hawk. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
That's what I'm
actually,
missing.
look on the bright side. It's less obvious that you're gray now. So
That is a good point. Alex, I'll concede.
Now I kind of feel better that we're not doing a video. I really want to do a video now.
Audio deck is AC.
See all of your
I'm
new
just grateful
hairstyles.
we're not doing video.
Yeah.
Put his
My style here is great.
put the picture of him right now and it's behind us.
Yeah, that
That
would
wasn't
be cool.
sounding so good. Can you go look?
Yes,
from your phone?
there's a picture of me already wearing a mask. That's all you need to know. I have a beautiful mane.
Yeah. It's a beautiful mask too.
Use like your hotspot or something.
It's great.
the weird thing about being in VR is that now
The
I feel my
Wi-Fi.
cat all over me and I cannot see her, which is weird. I feel like messing with my leg, and I'm assuming it's my cat. I hope it's my cat, but I have no idea.
Could be a tiger. Do you own any
It
tigers?
could be one of my children as well, but they should be in bed.
Yes. Yeah. You,
Great thing about
and you're not
recording
cutting
is I
their
don't
hair
worry
either?
What's
about
next?
that.
Oh, actually, we just got my son's hair today,
no.
but I care more about my hair than about his hair. So
Okay. That's enough about hair, guys. I think.
yeah,
Yeah. So look, other than those two things, I mean, the cryptocurrency space is kind of slowing down. At least that's how it feels to me. I don't know if you
Well,
guys feel the
everyone's
same.
slowing down.
Yeah,
everything's
everything is, I
slowing down,
guess.
so.
Everything is. So
I mean, like I read a stat today that it looks like at least 10 million people in the USA have lost their
Oh,
job
yeah.
in the last 2 weeks. So it's
Okay,
not,
great.
not a great time from an economy perspective, but I do think that we're going to
Have
see
no idea.
important values like self-sovereignty
Somebody left
coming out
because
of
he
this
couldn't figure out how
as
to get
being
into
more
the
important.
event.
That and privacy. The amount of government overreach that's happening during this crisis is frightening. So I think that bodes well for projects like Bitcoin and does not bode well for projects like Ethereum that are built on the premise of like hype and garbage, you know, where people are going
Right.
to want to just keep their stuff safe after
Are you
this.
using your computer?
It's
I don't know
streaming.
if you guys noticed,
Right.
but on Twitter, there's very
Yeah.
little shit
I was
on
trying to
China.
do VR and be on
noticed
YouTube
that.
at the same time, but
That's because
Yeah.
you blocked
it
all of them.
didn't let me be in the VR.
Guys,
The
You either block them or they
right
block
controller,
you.
remember I thought it
What
was
is your
broken?
secret?
Combination of both.
It was
The ones that
streaming
come and pop in
as
and
well,
say,
but the
you know,
left-hand controller was
Oh,
like busted in
bisexual
all
points?
space.
Yeah,
Those are
I had to
cool too. I don't know.
restart it.
That's weird.
I haven't
Maybe I
seen
can
those
plug it
bugs
back
should
in
be
and it'll work, but
doable
I'm afraid
remote.
I'm not gonna get
So I
space.
don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Why
projects
you
can
just
stop
saying
out of funding.
I was trying to get two different angles. I like being able
Why is
to,
your hand
when they
behind
ask
your-
questions, zoom in from the
Oh, my arms are
from
crossed.
this controller
Is this
to
better?
this headset.
yeah.
And it's
Now
easier
you-
when
Oh
I'm
wait,
in
I
VR
don't
to
have
move
any
around
like 3D
compared
perception.
to
So
with
I
that
cannot
computer.
see in 3D.
So I was just like,
Wait,
hey,
this,
let's try
what do
the
you
two
mean?
side by
Yo,
side work.
check it.
No, I mean it looked like he had it like behind him.
Yeah, I think it was behind him. Why are you touching me? Unclear.
Pa-
Unclear. So
Behind
so,
him.
so on that same topic, that's true. But at the same time, it's also very scary what's going
Yeah.
on in the world. If you hear like in Italy from Giacomo and Mir, that people are reporting just people for going outside, and they said that they should be more strict about it and like weld people in their apartments and stuff like that.
Okay, so you want to
many
hear?
fascists?
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
you want to hear something about South African lockdown? Okay, so South Africa's been on lockdown now for
That's your
8
mother.
days, and in those 8 days, 8 people have been killed
Only
by the
8
police
days.
and
We've
the
been on
army
lockdown like 18.
during the enforcement of the lockdown. So that is more people
Whoa.
up until today when they announced the new coronavirus deaths. More people had been killed by police and army brutality than by the coronavirus.
wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty frightening. They're now doing using cell phones to track you, and they can track you all the way back to March the 5th. And if you test positive, they'll be able to see everyone you interacted with. And what's frightening is, I mean, so we live in a small town, population of 30,000 people. You're not allowed to go outside to walk your dog. Okay, we get it. We're on lockdown. We walk our dogs in the
So
garden.
silly.
It sucks, but you do it. And unlike the neighborhood watch groups, there are people reporting other people for walking their dogs every day. And
Wow, there are people
I get
reporting
it. There's a
people for
lockdown. It's the
walking
law.
their
You're supposed to be
dogs.
obeying the law. Like if it says don't walk your dogs, don't walk your dogs. But I mean, if someone's walking their dog around the block, like, don't be a douchebag about it. Just check if they're walking their dog like with other people, if they're interacting, whatever. Just leave it if they're walking around the block.
Well, problem is like there's zero common sense. I'm sure everyone's seen the
Yeah.
picture of that guy boarding, and he's like out on the ocean by himself, all alone, and then what? Some boat
Greenland's
comes
ready
to
to
get
talk
him,
now.
and then they take him away, and they're gonna put him in jail. So you just have massive fails all around.
that your
It's like
ad?
zero common
Yeah.
sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, if there's this kind of surveillance going on, is this something that, I mean, is this really going though to drive people to, because Fluffy, you mentioned maybe this bodes well for Bitcoin and other privacy things. But like, are people really going to? What is it solving a problem for people?
I don't think maybe like people will realize it initially, but I do think that there's going to be a realization over time that oh hold on, our civil liberties are being curtailed already. Like if you start to see things like the cell phone tracking stuff, which is frightening, quite frankly. People are starting to realize that they need to be able to prevent that, and so like Librem, Purism have a phone called the Librem, Librem phone or whatever it's called, that has physical kill switches for Wi-Fi, GPS, LTE, etc. And I think like those devices are going to become increasingly popular. So that you don't just switch the phone off, you can just physically, like use the kill switch to effectively put it in airplane mode so that you can still play your games and whatever. And then when you need to, you can put it back on. And people are going to become accustomed to that. I think mesh networking, especially BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy Mesh, and apps that take advantage of that, like FireChat, I think those are going to become increasingly popular in densely populated areas. Just because people are
What
going
about
to...
social distancing?
Yeah. So I'm talking. I mean, like you can use a BLE mesh in an apartment building. So it's certainly possible. And it's, obviously, it's going to take time for people to realize the need for this stuff to exist and the need for them to use it. But the way I look at it is, if you see the increase in the use of VPNs over the past, I don't know, maybe 5 years, like people that can hardly use a computer and just barely get by using their cell phones, they're using a VPN. Like they just figured it out. They downloaded whatever, EasyVPN or iVPN. They saw an advert about it. They clicked on it, and they're running a VPN no problem because they heard that not running a VPN is bad. That your ISP can track you, that your government can track you, so they're doing it, and they're not paranoid. We're talking about like people who live totally normal lives, have nothing to hide, but they're running a VPN. So as this stuff becomes more accessible, as the barrier to entry becomes lower, I do think we're going to see an increase in the use of these projects, which is great.
Right. So you're betting that this goes on for a while, if people are going to have the time to realize that.
Well, now that they have like all the software and everything for it, sure, why not? I mean, this is like never let a good crisis go to waste, right?
Trying to do the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
So
listen, so check this, right? After
when they ask
9/11,
the
after
questions.
September the 11th, in
trying to set
2001,
that up.
did we suddenly, did the TSA stop existing? The TSA like ramped up after that, and we just all got used to it. We just got used to taking off your shoes in a line at the airport, and you know, only carrying 100 ml bottles of liquid. Where before you were like, here's my 1.5 liter tub of coconut oil in my bag. That's totally normal, right? And no one batted an eyelid. And now it's like you just
Yeah, I'm
used
gonna
to it.
try and
So
plug
I
my
think
headset
all of
back
this
in
stuff,
if there's still room,
cell phone
space in the room
tracking,
when they ask questions. At
the
least I can
governmental
still listen right
overreach,
now. And
the
then once they ask
enforcement of some
questions,
of
I'm
this stuff,
hoping
it's
people
it's
leave
not
and I
going to
can
ease
jump
up the
back
way
in the
people
room
think it will. I
and
think
switch to my computer
I
and be able to
really,
walk
really
around with my
believe
headset.
we're entering a new world, and we're going to have to get used to it.
Right now, there's like
as you
79
said,
people
it
in the
seems to
room.
be
I'm
a
betting
lot
in the
more
next 10
don't care
minutes.
about the people
user friendly
who
before
said
a
that
lot
you're
of people
getting
start
secondhand
using
on
it.
here, we said you're just
Because
not-
yeah,
but I mean, like,
Yes, I'm going to plug
Yeah,
that
but like now these
cable
companies
back
are
into
forced,
this
right,
be
to
able to
make this
walk
stuff
back in
user
the room.
friendly.
But right now, it's too full. If I leave, I'm going to
Yeah.
They have
not
to.
be able
I
to
guess
get back.
time is
in,
of the
so
essence.
later on, I don't know what that point is. I'm
Yeah.
almost ready to just
That's true.
I guess
stop,
we'll see.
stop,
Did we
Come
lose
look.
Samson?
and you'll see.
Yeah.
I think
No,
he
he's
rage
not
quit.
explaining
He
it.
decided
I'm
that
right
he's
here.
gonna go
Okay,
to
help
PhD.
me, help me, help you.
Hey, Samson. Oh yeah. So where's Charlie?
Two
Oh, here's
angles.
Samson. He's over there.
Best
I got
sense.
one angle catching an angle from above, and I got another angle on the audience. Something that I can be able to show our customers that I can be able to do dual video footage,
Welcome back, Samson.
especially when we have multiple
That's the
rooms and stuff
interactivity
like
of
I
VR.
that.
understand, but you just
At
said
least
you're
Yeah.
getting
he was
rid of
already
it.
like
early.
get back in.
Every
The
year.
live stream is
to make
coming
a-
from here, NDI from there, cable plugged into here. I'm
Yeah.
able to walk around the
Why
room.
not plug it in? What, I mean, I
It's
get
a
it.
better
Blame
connection
Facebook.
from here than it is from my
Yeah.
phone,
Yeah, it's Facebook's fault.
and it's cleaner.
Was
Okay,
rambling
I'm
on
not
about
talking about your
something.
phone. I'm talking
Right.
about.
He was rambling
your
on
thing
about
saying
privacy
You-
in the
you
new
missed
and you
post
don't have to
entire
walk
thing.
around.
Okay,
I don't
missed
think
it.
you
I didn't-
understand.
and I need to do
So,
something in 1 second.
Yes, when there are people are asking questions, it's easier to just be able to like zoom right up to them and move
Walk
over.
up to them.
Yes.
Stop and move right
I don't
up to
think,
them, okay?
Sure,
the
it's
normal
easier to
feeds are
walk
gonna be
to
able
walk
to
up
use
to them in all
real
space
privacy
VR
It's
rather and figure out and hear
a ways
where they're
away
coming
for
from.
all
That's the
of
most
them.
important part.
Like, no
I
one's gonna
can't tell
use
where they're
DLE
coming
mesh,
from the
like,
audio on the
most people
computer.
can't even use
That's the
VR
most
headset,
important
or
part
the
that
costs
I've been
make
having
it
an issue.
prohibitive.
When I have the headset
I
on,
think it's a long ways to go before
I'm not the
anyone's gonna
host.
even
It's
do
their
anything
event.
because
They're
most
not
people are
amplifying their audience members, so I have to walk around and see them. And I've been getting a good shot at getting some of the angles, but I'm doing it from my headset, which isn't the best
I think we need
video
like a hard
visual.
reset.
Whereas
for
having
things
these
really,
two side
really
by side
change,
with the NDI,
because most
that's
people
going to
don't
look
understand it,
fire
and
to
you're
pitch
not
to
gonna do
customers
anything.
soon.
So
I mean, maybe you should
you're
ask
suggesting we
for-
kill everyone and start afresh?
No,
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It's that's
It's
what it
not my
sounds like.
event. He doesn't ask for the tools in my world. I'm not going to ask for the tools in his world. I would like to create a coalition and work together, but
That's great.
This is getting kind of
So I
concerning.
understand.
and it's not
That's
like he
great.
really gave
Yeah,
me
so
permission to
that's
stream
what
it, but
we
he's not
started
gonna say no either.
Yeah,
I'm not
Wolf
gonna say no to him, but at the
started
same time, I'm not
on
gonna
Googl's, VR panel.
like kick him out for
This is
streaming
what
my event.
historians will note.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
before Grand Admiral Samson Mao took to his throne,
I don't know why you're.
ruled over.
Mao, yeah, that's
Yeah. Well, the good news is that if you're killing everyone, we don't need a lockdown anymore.
Well, I
So
think
there are
people
upsides.
that kill
Good point.
themselves. Like it's just people doing
Worrying
some good
points.
shit, and the economy can recover if there's a massive infection, disabling key services like health, infrastructure, electrical. If people can't do anything, then it kind of crumbles on its own. What are you doing, Rick?
I got lost. I was coming up towards you because your ramble was so boring. I got lost.
The best way to troll
What
someone in
is
VR
Lewis?
is to start moving when someone else is talking, and then all the attention goes to the person moving. So Ricardo figured it out.
Sorry, that was totally accidental. I apologize. Sorry, Samson. Carry
I'm
on.
done.
Carry on. You were saying something.
He's done. No, but that's
Please
bullshit.
continue.
It is.
My bad.
Yeah.
Wait, you have to like look at your hands for a second and try to figure out. Wait, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
Guys, I'm sorry. This is their first time. They're learning how to use their hands right now, but they'll figure it out. Good, good.
So
Very
you
good.
make sound effects too.
Yeah, that's high production value right there.
Exactly.
That's nice.
I'm game developer, you know.
what did they expect when you invited the four of us?
Whoa.
No, I didn't expect anything else. This is exactly what I expected.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There are people up on the ceiling.
People are falling from the sky, literally.
What?
It's raining people.
And the funny thing is now you see everyone looking up. That's like the best.
Made you look.
Look at him. Laugh at him.
Hello.
What's that?
Okay.
Hey, Jason. Don't jump, Jason.
Don't do it. It's not working.
No!
Bitcoin will come
Oh,
on
man.
evolving, don't worry.
It's number
That was
one.
hard to
A
watch.
bunch of people drop.
No,
everyone's gonna
Was
jump.
that
No.
some-
Yeah, now everyone's gonna jump.
Oh, no.
That's how it always
63,
is.
so.
It always is.
Bunch of people just
Okay, I'm gonna move on. Samson mentioned the U.S. economy, and I've heard some people saying things like, "Oh, maybe banks are going to crash, and maybe there's gonna be a run on the banks, and maybe we should go to ATMs and pull out all the funds while we
But you
still
see-
can."
That point right there, Foodie, is why
Yep.
I don't think tech will help. Because people are making a run on a bank to get paper that's being printed instead of buying Bitcoin. If you saw like people mass buying Bitcoin because they're trying to opt out of the fiat economy, that would give me hope. But if people are running to the ATMs, that's like, caveman times.
Are they
Yeah.
though? Are they really running to the banks?
In some
There-
countries,
No, I
there
don't
has
know if
been-
people are
no,
actually
there has
doing
been a
it.
run on the banks, but I think it's calmed down now. I mean, it seems to have calmed down anyway.
no, one bank failed. Some bank in the U.S. they just folded, and some other bank bought them. I think they're like
Really?
$500,000 or 1 million short on funds, or something like that.
500,000. They should learn from Bitcoin exchanges. You can be short hundreds of millions of dollars, and that's fine.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Don't go bankrupt over 500,000. Yeah.
I really don't see that happening that much, and because
Said the
in a
guy
lot of countries.
bought a crossbow.
Well, what? I have no idea what you're talking about. What crossbow? I mean, what's a crossbow? No, but come on. I mean, what you gonna do with all cash? First of all, they can confiscate it as well if they want. It wouldn't be the first time that in the U.S. you hear it all the time that they confiscated large amounts of cash just because they can. They don't even need a reason for that. And so, what's the point of it? And in a lot of countries, there are also limits of how much you can buy with cash. Like in Belgium, for example, you cannot buy for more than 3,000 euro worth of stuff at one time. In other countries, it's like 1,000 euro in cash. And if you go to deposit it back at some point to the bank, they're gonna ask where you got it from, and people are explaining that. because I just sold a car for 10,000 euros. That's not working because you're not allowed to accept that. So yeah, I'm very skeptical.
Well, you
about,
can buy the
running.
car back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Bar from the crowd says that the bank that collapsed is Capital One in the US. I have no idea if it's true. Maybe he's trolling me, but that's what he says.
No, it's not. It's not Capital One.
So he's trolling me.
He's
Definitely
definitely
not
trolling
Capital
you.
One.
But that's fun. Capital One wouldn't go bankrupt over $500,000, right?
No.
Probably.
No.
All right.
So
What's it-
he's
what's in
laughing.
your
He's
one?
over there laughing.
So far,
So
good. Look at
so
controls
the,
in
the
here.
Nice try.
last thing I think before we go and take some questions
Oh wow, the colors
is
are different.
is masks. I've seen some of you talk about masks.
Wear a
So
mask.
what do we do about the
Wear a
mask
mask.
situation? Because
Wear a mask.
Oh, yeah,
because
one
look,
is the-
Yeah.
I don't know, all the countries together, like in one day, if you look at 3 days ago, everyone said you don't need masks. Every country in the world. Then in one day, everyone is suddenly saying that you need masks. It's like
Yeah,
insane.
but it's because of the WHO and the CDC turning around on it, right? But
I
mean,
think
here's the
WHO
reality.
still didn't turn around.
Yeah.
Oh, they haven't turned around, but they've acknowledged some of the mask stuff. But here's the thing, right? Wear a mask because it defeats like facial recognition technology. Who cares about the viruses? Wear a mask.
Well,
That's
the
true.
thing
Yeah,
about the
that's
mask is, the recommendation was so dumb initially, right? They're like, because there's asymptomatic transmission, but only wear a mask if you're showing symptoms. They're like,
Yes, or if you come into contact with someone who shows symptoms. What?
yeah.
It's so dumb.
Well, in Belgium, they're still
Yeah,
saying
well,
that
really dumb.
it's dumb and you don't have to wear a mask. So it makes no sense.
But I think it's also like part of the rationalization that was to save all the PPE for hospitals and emergency workers. But all they've done is confuse everyone.
Oh, I saw one funny,
Oh, and
I saw one
Was that?
funny meme saying that you should only wear a condom if you have HIV.
Yeah. Only wear a condom if you're already pregnant.
Yeah. Or
Otherwise, there's really no
if you
reason
if you
to.
come into contact with someone who has it, you know.
You say you
Yeah.
damn
I
right.
see that tweet from Lob. He's sitting right over there. About a guy who got all his masks confiscated because he was selling it for 7x the
No,
price.
actually,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people getting mass confiscated. So I posted one video of some guy getting a whole bunch confiscated, but there's actually like sting operations everywhere, and even in Canada, they're trying to like take masks that you're reselling. They don't want you to resell at all. But the
Yes,
other thing
because
too
only
is,
the
like,
government can engage in price gouging, not anyone else.
exactly
Yeah. Yeah.
like the mafia, right? Not part of the family.
Yeah. Well, I don't know
You got
about
to
you. I
make them an
trust the
offer they
government to
can't
do it right.
refuse.
Yeah.
They make you an offer you can't refuse.
Back to the mask topic, I think there is evidence that shows that masks work. And they kept saying there is no evidence that shows it works. So a lot of these guys are just lying through their teeth. And even in Canada, like the chief public health officer was on TV saying, yeah, they don't work. We have no evidence. And it's just appalling that you can see people lying or
Yeah.
stupid. But it doesn't really matter. It's kind of like, what's the definition of a scammer? Do they know they're a scammer, or they're a scammer because they scammed you? And it's the same thing. Like either they're malicious or they're stupid. But there's no excuse for that.
Yeah, I guess. Well,
Like
that's
the
what
key, I
that's
think,
where you have.
getting back to normal is really
Yeah.
getting masks into the hands of the people. Either you can tell them to make their own, which they didn't do. They just said they don't work. I think now in the
Yeah.
U.S. they said make your own, but Canada hasn't yet backtracked on that statement. Or make the masks and distribute them, or sell them, or whatever. But if you can get masks into the hands of the populace, that slows the spread, and it lets you get the economy back on track, rather than killing the economy.
Yeah, and Asia's been
No,
doing it for ages, for like, you know, like what, a decade and a half. We're just
Yeah.
slow to catch up in the rest of the world.
Oh yeah.
One
Like,
of the
I went to
other
one
bigger
grocery store.
problems
They
with
actually had a
this-
sign saying, our staff are wearing masks not because they're sick, but they're trying to protect you. It's like you have to spell it out. Like, this is how a mask generally works. So,
Well,
That's it, right? Because the CDC won't mask if you're sick, then people go outside with their masks. Everyone else thinks they're sick. So people are actually afraid to go out with masks because they don't want others to actually like.
They avoid you, so that's a good thing.
No, they beat you up. Like,
Well,
don't
why-
come
yeah.
out.
They just
Beat
start,
you up
they just
and then
start
they get
coughing,
infected.
and they will
Idiots.
back off.
Yeah. I'm sick.
Oh, great. It's great that you can cough in VR.
Let
You do it with the hand,
But
too,
I-
but you should use your elbow, ideally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
I
we
don't-
wouldn't
I don't
see
have
it.
an elbow.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to take some questions from.
That's more my calling on this side than like working in a soup kitchen, where I don't think I'd be able to give as much value.
So you want to do TED Talk?
Oh hell no! Thank you for coming
Yeah.
to my TED Talk.
I'm hoping to go be the CEO of the Ethereum Foundation. That's where I'm aiming at. Hopefully soon.
If Trump
Um,
doesn't hire you first.
I
Yeah,
never
exactly.
want to work for people, and again, and that includes investors. So I'm looking for like I would do startup investing, like some VC stuff, but other than that, angel investing. But other than that, not much, because I don't want to have a responsibility towards other people, and I don't want anyone telling me what to do. Basically, I've done enough of that during my last 15 years.
So you're just gonna trade shitcoins forever?
No, not even that. I'm just gonna invest in like projects, even if they're like scammy, like Infinite Fleet and stuff like that.
That's great. That's good to know. So I have some proposals for you.
There's no such thing as bad publicity. Thank you.
Why did you tell us more about Infinite Fleet, Samson?
Oh
I
no,
will.
no! Can you?
Why did you do this more about
Udi, can you
liquid?
move?
More about what?
We haven't spoken about liquid once this entire time. Why?
I talked to Andrew earlier. Okay. You're up, Charlie. You go.
Well, since I got into this space, how long ago was this? 9 years ago? It's been such a crazy ride. I don't think I'll do anything other than crypto. So, yeah, that or I'm going to be retired on an island somewhere.
I
My
thought you were
own
gonna take
private
over
island.
Coinbase. Like Steve Jobs going back to Apple.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
You can save the
You heard
company
it here
after-
first.
After Brian tanks it. For me, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I like what I'm doing at Blockstream. I think we're doing a lot of transformative things. I think there's a lot more I want to do, bringing privacy tech into more people's hands. And I like making games. Like, I don't know. I would just keep making games and doing what I'm doing now.
Hopefully VR games.
Maybe VR conference.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That sounds like a good
Who
idea.
knows?
Good.
Let's take the next question from Zender. Zender, go ahead and show us where you are.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Hey.
Okay. This is the question for Charlie and Samson. In 3 days, there's the halving of Bcash, and for 36 days, it will be 2 times more profitable to mine Bitcoin. Probably in this period, people will move hash rate to Bitcoin. What are the chances that Bcash?
You want to go first?
Yeah, to be honest, I thought people would attack Bcash even today, given how
Me
low the
too.
hash rate is today. So the fact that people aren't means that it's just not profitable. It's just not worth it for them. It's kind of
And no one cares.
whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that said, I don't think anything will happen in 3 days, but you never know. This is crypto, so
Yeah, it's really like is it worth my time to attack this piece of garbage? Like people have tweeted like, oh, Blockstream, you guys have miners. Why don't you guys attack it? Well, first of all, you wouldn't do that. But then if you really wanted to do that, is it really worth it? Because they would just reboot or go back a few blocks, and it's centralized garbage anyway, so there's no point. And I don't know if it would die after their halving, because I think they also have a lot of ideological miners, like Roger and friends. Like he's probably having his company so he can continue mining Bcash at a loss,
Like
or whatever.
Roger and Roger.
Quote unquote friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
So why did you ask
next
us instead
question?
of those two guys also?
Because
Because we only know stuff about scam coins. Sorry.
Is it racist?
Next. I don't say that. Just because you're on the right side of the stage, that's the only reason.
Yeah.
A little bit of
Yeah.
racial segregation
That-
here.
Why are the Asians there? Why are the Asians there?
Exactly.
Why are the cool
it's
guys cool kids here?
We're on the right. We're extremely right.
It's the order of
Yeah,
the
we're
colors,
far
the
right.
alphabetical order of the colors, or something, maybe.
Yeah. Rick is on the right.
No,
No,
And he
it
also
doesn't
shaved
work,
his
no.
head.
Good try.
doesn't work. Okay, I'll skirt this question by moving on
It's
to
because
AC.
you're the primary colors and they're the secondary.
My question is for Charlie, and can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I'm here, by the way.
Yeah, you
My
can.
question is for Charlie, and I'm a huge Lightning Network supporter, and also a Charlie Lee fan. But I do want to ask about the bet with Roger Ver from the last Lightning debate you guys had last year. Did that resolve, and what was the outcome? If people don't remember, there was a bet, I think, that there would be more than 1,000 merchants accepting Lightning in a year or 18 months, and I think now is around that time.
Sure, yeah. So first of all, I want to say I'm also a huge Lightning Network supporter and also a huge Charlie Lee fan.
He's the number one
So the bet was that a year and a half ago, Roger and I were on a cruise together. We made a bet that today or after a year and a half, there's going to be 1,000 Lightning Network merchants.
Why would anyone
Um,
go on a cruise with Roger?
Well, it was
I
a Bitcoin
was going to
conference
go into
cruise.
that as well, but
It was a Bitcoin conference cruise. He happened to be there also. I didn't expect to see him there.
wait. Did you do the Titanic move with Roger? Go stand in the front.
The
and
what?
Like,
Titanic.
Titanic move.
No, definitely not.
So you have to go on a cruise with Roger again.
I don't think I'll ever go on a cruise again. We'll see.
They're all bankrupt anyway.
All the stories you
Good
hear
point.
about these cruises recently.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the bet was
Ethereum
1,000
could spin
Lightning
up
Network
tomorrow.
merchants.
Sorry.
And Roger actually last week, I think a week or 2 weeks ago, came out, did a video and said that he won the bet because he couldn't find a site that lists more than like 1,000 merchants. But I actually reached out to all the merchant processors, and like for example, CoinGate says they have like 4,000 or 5,000 merchants.
Nice.
Fuck's sake.
Who else?
That's
like,
what I'm filling the circle with, bro.
Dude, that's sick.
There's Globy, right? Globy
Let's just clean it up, shall we?
said that they have a few hundred merchants. I mean, once you add it all up, there's like almost 10,000 merchants that accept Lightning Network
Hey,
payments.
so guys,
So,
sorry, I've been
Unfortunately,
chatting with
Roger
my
is saying
designer
that
that's
because
working on my
they list them
NFT
publicly, like, you
for.
can't- because of privacy,
Yeah.
they don't list all their merchants
Wow, I
names
can-
in the directory.
Hey,
So
this
because of
tune,
that,
bro,
he's saying that he
This-
won because I can't prove and verify that there are more than 1,000 merchants. So I said whatever.
So he's
Yeah,
saying
man,
that he won because he can't
So
find a
this is
centralized
the
website
game plan,
to
right?
solve
I got this
the
epic music project that's signed with
decentralized
Clockwork
use
Records,
of a
and the
Correct.
banner is gonna
He
be
said,
a
"Trust
crypto
and
note,
verify."
an actual like it looks like $1. It's not $1. It's super cybernetic, kind of like cyberpunky. It's
Well,
fucking
So-
epic.
I don't know. What
And,
you can
there's-
actually do.
QR
I mean, I
code
don't
embedded
really care
on
about
it,
this part,
and
but
the QR code is
I don't
going to be
think
an
it's pushing
NFT
any
that
bugs,
people
though.
can scan in my shows. As soon as they scan it, they get instant VIP
I don't have
access,
any ideas for you.
regardless of which.
It's just gonna
So
be
everywhere I go,
it's like arguing
you got
with a
that
yak,
code.
you know,
You can scan it, and get in the VIP. Quite possibly greet me.
At some
you know
point,
what I
the
mean?
yak's gonna
Sea
headbutt you.
Yeah. It's a
Sea lion.
loyalty
Or a
program for
sea
super
lion,
fans.
yeah.
I got like, yeah, man.
Right.
I got an agent
Okay, let's take the
and
last
also
question
booking
from Ben.
manager as well.
Ben, go ahead.
That's going to be handling logistics of it, but I'm going
Just
to be
show us
doing
where you
the
are.
API
Throw an
and smart
emoji.
contract deployment.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, it is.
Right.
What's up, Annalise?
No, it's okay. We
Hey,
can
I'm
see
right
you.
here, guys. I'm right here.
Yeah, top,
Okay, we can
yeah,
see
top
you.
left, yeah.
Hello, hello.
There you go.
So my
Yeah,
question
figures.
is for
It is that season.
Carlos Pagani. So
Sven,
Spani, sorry.
Yeah, I just sent you a link
Let
to
him ask the
JR
question.
Rome.
Yeah.
I'm live right now.
So I think the most interesting thing about Bitcoin is
On YouTube.
the immutable supply that will never change. And we know
Over
that
Discord, dude. Yeah.
inflation, which arguably has many more
All right.
eyes on it than Monero. So I just wonder, what is your position on the potential inflation bugs that might happen on Monero, and how would you guard against that? And are there ways to cryptographically prove the supply without compromising security?
It's a great question. So there are a couple of things. I think that part of Monero's value proposition is that you take a different set of trade-offs than you do with Bitcoin. So you don't have amounts that are visible. So you don't have the same supply auditability guarantees that you get with Bitcoin. At the same time, you get the privacy that you don't get with Bitcoin. So it's trade-offs. You're choosing to use one thing that's similar but different set of trade-offs to the other. At the same time, there are definitely things that Monero can and should do and will do to improve those supply guarantees to the best possible thing that it can do. And one of the big things there are the ring signatures with confidential transactions. So confidential transactions, as used on Monero, hides transaction amounts, and it does so using basically instead of storing the amount for a transaction, you store this thing that represents the amount. And then in order to make sure that that you're not creating money out of thin air, you do this arithmetic to say, okay, all of the things that we're using to represent amounts on the output of the transaction minus all of the things we're using to represent the amounts on the input, like cancel out. And you just got to then prove that both of those are positive, so that your positive total minus your other total equals 0. And so to prove that both of these commitments are, or set of commitments are positive numbers, you have to use this thing called range proofs. And range proofs are particularly big. Commitments are particularly painful. So all of this leads to very big transactions. Now, here's where it becomes particularly complex. We can switch from Peterson commitments, which we're currently using, to Elgamal commitments. Elgamal commitments are different to Peterson commitments in that they are, where Peterson commitments are computationally binding, but they are other way around. No, wait. Computationally binding, perfectly hiding, which means that they hide the values very well, like it's impossible to figure out. But in terms of the whether this thing is funny man.
I wanted to hear the answer.
But in terms,
What's the answer?
So in terms of whether it is bound to the actual number, that's a little bit more challenging. So Elgamal commitments are the opposite, right? They're bound to the number in a perfect way. So there's a lot more supply chain or supply guarantee, supply auditability. But the downside is that it's computationally hiding. So then your trade-off is there's a risk from a privacy perspective that maybe some computer in the future or some algorithm in the future can break your privacy and figure out the amounts, although that's unlikely, but at least you've got these stronger guarantees when it comes to the supply. So maybe that's something that happens in future, but Elgamal commitments are much bigger than Peterson commitments. And so right now, just, the internet couldn't handle that. So it's not worth considering at this point, but maybe in future.
Wow, thanks.
It was a
Man.
yes or no question, right?
No, it's not. But if you remote-
Ricardo, can you repeat
That's
that?
like-
I missed that answer.
Is it a yes or no question? It's like, no, it's not. That's like saying, is the game that Samson's making a scam? I mean, that's a yes
No.
or no question, Samson. What is the answer?
It's a no.
Why is it a no, Samson?
Okay. Okay, thanks for the question, Ben, and thanks for the novel, Fluffy. That was great.
Thanks for the answer.
No. No, I'm kidding. It was a good answer. It was a good answer. I liked it. I liked it. I also liked
Thank
caressing your hair. I liked both of those
Thank you. I'll
things.
be here all week.
So,
Well, you're on lockdown, so you have nothing better.
yeah,
to do.
that's true. Beat
Yeah,
Saber.
it's true.
Beat Saber.
Exactly.
Well, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks you, Charlie, for this is nice. It feels nice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. This was a lot of fun. Is there anything you want to shill or say before I mute you? Looks like no.
Oh,
No. Okay.
Well, maybe
ahead.
be on the lookout for some MC virtual stuff, MCC virtual stuff. I don't know.
maybe.
What do you think, Samson?
Who knows?
Maybe
Who knows?
you do.
That's good. Maybe be on the lookout. That's good. I like it. So really thank you guys for doing this. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I hope you didn't suffer too much too. Also, I want to say thanks to our
That's great.
moderators who helped us here. That's JC and Gigi over there and Bar. So thanks a lot for that. Next week, we're going to have a talk by Rodolfo Novak of Cold Card and CoinKite. I don't think he's here. Is he here? I'm not seeing here.
No, Rodolfo's not here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would be doing something stupid.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, he's gonna be here next week. And if that sounds fun, or any other VR meetups that we're doing sound fun, then you should join the Telegram group. That's t.me/VRBitcoin, and you'll get notified on all future events. We're gonna do like in 10 or 15 minutes. I'm gonna send instructions to join the VR chat after party that we usually do. It's just a hangout to have fun. I hope that you guys will join us. So yeah. And one more thing you should know. Actually, right now, and I think tomorrow all day, there's a Lightning hack sprint going on. So if you feel like hacking on Lightning stuff, then you can go to fullmo.org and just start hacking on Lightning things. This is like going on right now. So that's pretty fun. And yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna unmute everyone, and you'll get your voice again. And that's it. Thank you for showing up. Woo.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's weird. I can't unmute people.
Oh, that's better. That's better. Probably better this way.
I'm not sure why.
It's better. It's better this way.
When do we get paid for this?
Yeah, I'll send you my
That's
address.
my payment.
So yeah, you're paying in liquid, right?
Yeah.
Toilet rolls or
I'm paying in BNB.
masks. I accept everything.
Yeah, I can't
I
unmute
actually cannot unmute people. That's sad. Maybe one of you guys can. You should have
No, can't.
under host rules, you can
Oh.
click the top button, which
Nope,
is
it's
toggle
broken.
mute all. It's broken. Too
It's
bad.
broken.
That's sad. Oh.
Okay. Well, we'll see everyone in VR chat.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. We'll see you guys in VR
Goodbye.
chat. See ya.
Well,
Woo.
Well, you guys can come on stage now, at least. I untoggled the stage blocker.
Yeah. You guys can walk on stage. You can dance.
You just can't talk. See you guys on VR chat.
Woo. What's up, man? Hey. Thanks for coming. This is so weird. They can't speak. Oh my god. Oh, Anhans can't speak either. That's actually good. I love it when you can speak. Hmm.
You just have to do like hand signals.
I'll try to exit the room and come back. Maybe that way I can unmute people.
I'm just gonna go check VR chat.
Well, I tried. I cannot unmute you. But again, thanks for coming, and we're gonna move on to VR chat. So check out the Telegram group and see you in VR chat, guys. Thanks. See ya.
Hey. Hello?
Hey, now we can talk.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, Ben.
how did that happen?
Yo, can you hear me?
Finally. Free at last.
Finally. Well, I think the entire Magical Crypto crew left, but it's at least it's worse now, I guess.
What is this? So is it anywhere?